You just had the best year of your career. So why do you feel like a fraud on the verge of being exposed? Today, I will share with you something no business coach will tell you. The common advice to just own your own worth isn't just unhelpful, it actually makes the feeling worse. Here's the overlooked truth: the sensation doesn't fade with success. Instead, it intensifies. The more you accomplish, the louder it becomes. In the next few minutes, I'll explain why, along with one thing you can generally use to turn it off. Let me show you. I understand exactly what this is. When someone introduces you as the expert, notice your body's reaction before your mind catches on. The slight laugh, at the, oh, I don't know about that. Or you do a dismissive wave. You've been doing this your entire career, never intentionally. You signed the biggest client of the year, and your first instinct wasn't pride, it was a cold sensation in your stomach. Now they'll discover the truth. After the standing ovation, you walk off stage thinking, I got away with it again. You have a folder of credentials, each one acquired with the quiet hope that this would finally make you feel authentic. But none of them did. From the outside, you seem unstoppable. Inside, you're prepared for the moment somebody taps you on the shoulder and says, we know. They encourage you to own your own worth, believe in yourself, and confront your fears even when it's uncomfortable. You're told to stand in your own power and write affirmations on the mirror. Yet, despite your efforts, you often find yourself quietly thinking the failure is your own. And this advice doesn't seem to work for you, as if you're the one woman for it doesn't apply to. You're not deceiving yourself. The advice is incorrect. And here's why scientifically. These techniques focus on your thinking brain. That's the prefrontal cortex, which reasons, remembers successes, knows your history. The feeling of being a fraud isn't in the rational part. Therefore, you're applying the most logical argument where it doesn't reach the feeling itself. It's similar to someone telling you in a panic attack to just calm down. Or it's like shouting reassurance through the letterbox at someone who's already left the house. The words are kind, but there's nobody at home to hear them. And while technically correct, it's entirely ineffective because you can't reason with a part of your brain that's not present. So, where does it reside? It lives within your nervous system and is governed by a rule established long ago. My belonging is conditional. Someone else decides whether I have permission to be here, and they can revoke it at any time. Observe how this unfolds. If your sense of belonging has always depended on conditions, such as performing well, achieving, or not getting above yourself, no amount of success can truly settle it. The underlying rule is that it can be taken away at any time. Therefore, even with success, the feeling doesn't solidify. You push harder, but it still eludes you. It's like trying to fill a bucket with a hole at the bottom. Now, the harsh reality. The part that nobody mentions. Why things often worsen as you become more successful. Many people think imposter syndrome diminishes with accumulated achievements, but it's opposite. The syndrome isn't rooted in a lack of evidence, it's about increased exposure. Each new success makes you more visible. And for a nervous system that fears rejection, visibility signals danger. greater success doesn't bring more proof of competence. It raises the stakes of what there is to lose. That's why many women at the top feel more fraudulent than just those that are starting out. You didn't outgrow the feeling. You inadvertently deepened it through your success. Now, with over 25 years of clinical experience, I found 3 common ways this rule takes shape. First, you may be the first in your family to attend university, create something special, reach this level of success, or sit in rooms your upbringing did not prepare you for. There was no guide indicating that someone like you belonged here. Second, in your household, standing out was seen as risky. Excelling could invite envy, comparisons, or a quiet message of don't get above yourself, leading your mind to associate success with danger. Third, love was conditional, giving only when you performed well, thereby embedding in your body the belief that belonging is something you can borrow rather than something you truly own. None of these issues are about ability. Every woman I've mentioned has more than enough talent. What she lacks isn't skill, but permission, which can't simply be granted. It must be cultivated through a different approach. So if believing harder doesn't work, what does? You stop arguing with your nervous system and start giving it evidence it cannot dispute. So here's the main difference. I'm enough is a subjective opinion, and your mind will argue about it endlessly. On the other hand, a client paid me £4,000 in March is a verifiable fact. Similarly, I was invited to speak is also a fact. And when you say, she said my work changed her year, those words are factual. Your nervous system can reject a belief, but it cannot deny a receipt. So here's an alternative approach I recommend to my clients instead of using affirmations. Every morning, jot down a factual statement, something verifiable, not an emotion. Place your hand flat on your chest and read the fact loud. Then say 4 words. I did this. It's mine. Spend 10 seconds on this process. The goal isn't to generate confidence, but to gather evidence of achievement, where doubt resides. Do this daily for 30 days, and you'll notice a shift in your foundation. Not because you're convincing yourself, but because the evidence finally breaks through. The imposter is one of the 9 patterns I see in female founders' businesses. And she almost never travels alone. So, if you want to know which ones are running yours, I built a free clinical scorecard, 9 patterns, 3 minutes, your first tool the same day. The link is in the description. Take it before you talk yourself out of being seen one more time. I'm Andrea. Go and collect your evidence. Now, I'd like you to be honest with me. How many qualifications, courses, or certifications have you collected in an attempt to finally be legitimate? Tell me the number in the comments. I'll read every single comment. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.